Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new Tuesday Treadmill Talks. I don't know what number this one is, but let's get started. So there hasn't been a Tuesday Treadmill Talks in a while, unless you're counting the one I did for my student film, Who Killed Jeremy Rampell, which you should check out before another copyright strike hits it and it gets taken down. Let's get into that. So I made a student film. It took up a whole lot of my time. That's the reason there hasn't been a whole lot of content the last few months. We've been working around the clock on this thing, and I think we made a very good film. It has its flaws, of course, but what student film doesn't? The correct answer is THX 1138 by George Lucas, but that's beside the point. Yeah, I got a copyright strike as soon as I put it up. One of the people whose music we used for a student film decided to throw a tantrum about it and file a copyright strike, even though we were not making any money off of it and we declared it was a student film. So needless to say, that's a whole bunch of bullshit. There's ads on it now that I make no money off of. He does, or he or she does. And it's a whole bunch of horse shit. YouTube wanted me to replace the music. I refused. So it stands the way it is. It's one strike against my account. And I am not very happy about it. Thankfully, they are being semi-decent about it, considering they were being fucking assholes in the first place. But, they decided, it's not really getting a big strike, like, I'm not limited on stuff, but it's got me thinking that I need to leave YouTube and find another video sharing website. And there really isn't one, and it's irritating. Not to mention net neutrality is no more as of January 3rd. So we'll see if content even comes out from my channel, if I can afford to pay a premium to upload videos. My God. So fucking stupid on so many fucking levels. I can't explain to you guys how terrible it is that net neutrality will no longer exist coming January 3rd, unless it goes to the Supreme Court and they deem it that net neutrality needs to exist. I think that there are too many flaws in the logic of repealing net neutrality, and that it will get really shitty for everyone who uses the internet. Especially if you're a college student. I think that they can't afford a premium, and it's going to affect the amount of people that can successfully pass college. So, yeah, maybe a can rant will come out about that, maybe not. I haven't decided yet. I don't really have... I'm starting to get to where I'll have time again to do things, but at the same time not. I'll be working more hours at work, but there will not be the homework when I come home that I have to do. So it's a catch-22 there. Let's talk about good news. New computer parts on the way. So basically all I need is a graphics card, and I have a functioning editing and gaming PC. And we can talk about why I am doing this. As you know, I have tried to make the switch to 4K several times this last semester. I shoot in 4K, but unfortunately my MacBook Pro cannot edit and render in 4K. So I have to render it down to 1080p. Not a big deal, but as you know, 4K is becoming the standard, and I'd like to be one of the first in my area of reviewing and stuff to switch to 4K. Plus, I put enough money and time into my videos that, hey, they should be in the best quality I can possibly render them in. So, I was on the fence about fixing up my PC for just gaming or making it into a full workstation like it was meant to be originally. So I decided to wait and see what Apple had to offer with the iMac Pro. The iMac Pro is their new content creating, I put that in quotation marks, workstation. It's supposed to fix the Mac Pro. The Mac Pro is the cylinder can that you attach to your monitor. The iMac Pro is a lot like the iMac, and it's an all-in-one PC. All-in-one Mac, I should say. I have issues with my MacBook Pro. It has things like bugs and stuff that normally I can fix on a PC, but because it's a Mac, I have no knowledge of it. Which leads to difficulties and really irritating bugs. Also, it just has some issues that I can fix, but it's really expensive because it's a Mac. And as you know, for those of you who I talk to behind the scenes, I have fallen out of love with Apple. To me, they are very overpriced for what you get. It started, I want to say, with the iPhone 8 coming out. When it didn't have enough upgrades to warrant being called an iPhone 8 and its price, when it should have been called a 7 Plus, I got a little worried. Then the iPhone X came out. And not enough changes, not enough a lot of things to warrant $1,000 at minimum. No. So then the iMac Pro comes out a couple days ago. And I'm looking at the specs. And I'm like, okay, I could actually build this for around, to get the exact specs of their minimum model, it'd be about $2,000. That's expensive, I know. But here's the kicker. I'm looking and I see the price tag for their base model. $5,000 for something I could build for a third of the price. Are you fucking kidding me? It's so embarrassing that fucking people are gonna go out and spend $5,000 on this. For what? iOS 11? That's like the only thing, Final Cut Pro? You have to pay another $200 for that. Their equivalent music service? Another $200. I don't get why you'd have a Mac at this point. Granted, I pay Adobe about $30 a month for the whole Adobe suite, but still, I think that balances out with the fact that I don't have to pay $5,000. Who's gonna just drop $5,000 in one sitting? Most people like me won't be able to afford that. I think most content creators won't be able to afford that. So, what it comes down to is this is meant for like elite. The elite. But here's the other big kicker with this $5,000 computer. You'd think, since it's $5,000, you'll be able to upgrade it. Because, I mean, it doesn't have that much RAM. Probably about, I think about 32 gigs of RAM. No. No. You can't open the back of it. Are you fucking kidding me? There is no way to upgrade your hardware. What the serious fuck? Granted, upgrading your hardware in a Mac is difficult as is, but the fucking fact that you just can't at all with a $5,000 computer. What are you supposed to do in a couple years when you're editing 4K and you can't do it with 32 gigs of RAM anymore? You need 64 to run it smoothly. Oh, you should have bought the other model that's like another $1,000. on top of the $5,000. Are you fucking serious? What the hell's the matter? It's like, seriously. I'm done. Fucking done with Apple. It's like Razer. I only buy Razer products when there's a sale on Razer products, and it has to be a really good sale. Basically, I've only ever had two Razer keyboards. One the backlight broke on, so I had black keys with black letters, so I couldn't see what I was typing anymore. So I switched, and I have a really nice keyboard from Razer I bought. God, I don't even remember. I don't know if I lived at this house or not. It's been like 4 years. I love it. But Razer's pricing on their laptops and notebooks is fucking appalling. I was looking at the Razer Blade Stealth. I like the aesthetic of it, and I like that it has some hardware in it to do some basic editing stuff. Nothing too fancy, more like just Photoshop stuff I do on it. But it's lighter. My MacBook Pro is a beast when I have my textbooks in my backpack with it. It's fucking heavy. And I'm just about sick of it. It's the 2015 model, for those of you who don't know. I'm not about that 2016 Thunderbolt, no Thunderbolt, no nothing. Just has those USB Type-Cs. What the fuck? Do I just have to carry 5 dongles around? So stupid. And granted, the Razer Blade Stealth is kind of a similar. I'm not about these thin laptops. If I want something that thin, I will go back to using a tablet. And then comes my next issue. I am starting to get back into digital art. I want to get a drawing monitor, not a drawing tablet. If it's a drawing tablet, it has to have a screen where I can see where I'm drawing. I'm not about that, look at the monitor, draw down here. I'm very about having a big old monitor and just drawing on stuff. I really like the Wacom tablet, but it's way too fucking expensive. My God, it's like almost $2,000 or something appalling with an i5 in it. If I'm going to be doing stuff like that, I'm going to be needing an i7. But then I come to my next thing. So I'm getting a multimedia studies degree. It's the newest degree I picked up. A few of my film classes are going into this degree, and same with digital art. It's just kind of a composition of stuff. Mainly, I'm going to be focusing on the web design aspect of it, but getting into the digital art as well. And of course, I have the film stuff that I've already done. I'll talk about this more in a future Backpedalers episode, because we need to do another one of those. Mainly, I need to edit the 3 I have. 2 or 3, I can't remember. Which also reminds me that I have to get all those Legends podcasts up. So, I'm filming on a Sunday. Before this video posts, I'm going to try to have all 20 Legends podcasts up. So, you all can go back and listen to your favorite episodes before I return with Legends 21, which is going to be talking about The Last Jedi, which I have not seen yet. As of this video, I just finished watching the prequels. This morning, I'm going to be watching Rogue One and trying to get through the original trilogy. It's not going to happen today, but I'm hoping to at least get partway through Empire Strikes Back. I have shit I have to do this afternoon at my girlfriend's house, and we're going to have dinner and stuff. So, who knows? But we got to get into more of this digital art stuff. So, I can't decide if I want a monitor I can draw on that's stationary, or I want a tablet that I draw on, that I take with me to school. Because I really like the Wacom Studio tablet. It's just huge. It's gigantic. And I'd get a separate keyboard for it. But my thing is, I want what I had with the Surface 2, but with better fucking hardware. There's this tablet I was looking at that just got crowdfunded. Because I don't want to get another Surface. Specifically, I don't want another Surface Pro. My dad has a Surface Pro, and he doesn't utilize it to its full potential, and it was a really expensive tablet. I want something for half the price. And I'm not about having to carry dongles around. So let me know in the comments what tablets you recommend for like typing and drawing and stuff that aren't Apple. Done with Apple. But this is not, I don't need this thing right away. This might be this time next year I think about getting something like that. So, anyway, have a nice day.